Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello viewers. Today I will explain the role of English in my work. But before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ayu, and I currently work as an instructor, and I also a student at Binus Online Learning. This video is for my personal assignment in English professional course. As an instructor, I teach students coding so they can create a web and a mobile application. In my job, my primary language is Bahasa, but all the instructors have to understand English. It's all because most of our documents were used in English. Even though we know about there's so many sources how to learning a coding might come from from YouTube, and maybe there's from an article. But despite all of those content that create in a many language, their availability are come from the official documentation. And the official documentation are written in English. Even though maybe the writer or the creator of the new technology are not come from UK or not come from America, they keep still write the official documentation in English. So instructor have to have a skill to read English text. Then how does instructor keep maintain their English skill? We have to keep collaborate. This example is a basic example as a programmer, because a programmer used to find a bugs, or maybe they have a feedback to the developer, to other developer about how to maintain the code. And this collaboration have a communication in English. Our discussion are in a forum called Stack Overflow, or maybe in the GitHub, in a many source of website, and many programmer from a many country are speak and are not speak, are communicate in a text and English. So we keep helping each other. English is so important for us because without the ability to communicate in the same language, we're not able to collaborate. I do like to provide an example about the connection about English and technology. By example, of a context of synonym. There's a word of data, but has a different synonym depending of the context. In the database terms, we refer a raw information or a data called as a records. Meanwhile, in a programming language, we call it a variable. And in a framework, to create an application development faster and easy to maintain, we call it data as a state. So there is a many synonym that we use. Wait a second. When do instructor use an English for speaking? Well, basically, our client are students and they come from Indonesia, which they speak in Bahasa. So to create them understand about the topics, the material, we speak in Bahasa. In a daily basis, we don't have a requirement to speak in English. But in a special event, maybe if one of our instructor have to present about a new technology, some project, or have to teach to international audience, we have to understand English and speak clearly in English. So by that, for me, English is important, not only for my work, but for my personal life, because I like to have work-life balance too, where we have to watch a movie or even a reading books, or I can try to communicate with other people from outside this country. So how do I can speak clearly if I don't understand English? That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.